Hello again. So, welcome to another Python problem discussion. So, this one is going to be about lists in Python. So, I'll give you like a few seconds to take a screenshot and then maybe solve this problem by yourself. And then after, we are gonna solve it. All right. So now I'm gonna just get into it. So I have my VS Code open. I have included the question as a multi-line string like this. So we are just gonna do it. So the first task is the introduction says that the program will manage a music playlist and use conditional statements to handle a task. So we are going to be implementing an empty playlist first. So as you know, to create an empty playlist in Python, you simply do playlist equal empty brackets. So let me turn off my copilot. And then, so this is how you create an empty playlist in Python. And then you go ahead and add these songs, Imagine, Bohemian Rhapsody, and Hotel California to the playlist. So now there are several ways that I can do this. If I'm trying to add them one by one, I will simply do playlist dot append. So as you know, append will always add the element into to the end of the list. So imagine like this. Can keep on doing this like this. Bohemian Rhapsody, and then finally Hotel California. Now, this is definitely legal and something that you can do. But in this case, I can see that it is all given to us at the same time. So in that case, this is inefficient. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of this. I'm going to create a new list called let's say sub list or something, and then you can and I'll separate them out like this, just normal list. Okay, and then I can extend the playlist using playlist dot extend, and then I will include the sublist in here. Both are fine. You can this feels like a little bit easy. One could even ask like, hey, why don't you just create the playlist out of these? But the instruction says that initially initialize an empty playlist and add the songs to it. So if you're sticking to instructions, you'll have to do this or this. Either way is fine. I'll just pick the second one because I like that more. So extending the playlist, that is, so this is number one, this is number two, and then we are going to do number three. Realize you forgot to add Stairway to Heaven at the end and Yesterday at the beginning. Now you already know that adding something to the end is as simple as playlist dot append and Stairway to Heaven. Stairway to Heaven. Cool. Now, how do we add something to the beginning, or to to add any index for that matter? Well, we use insert, right? So we do playlist dot insert, and then oops, typo here. Okay, and then we do yesterday. Okay, done. Now let's print this every step of the way so that we we know that things are working out as we intend them to. Print playlist here and here. Make sure that that empty list got created. Run it, and I should see. Oops. There you go. Insert expected to argument. So I made a mistake here. Insert actually demands that we enter the index at which you want to insert this as well. So zero being the first element in this list. Run it again, and cool. There you go. So empty list, and then as the second step, Imagine, Bohemian Rhapsody, and Hotel California added, and finally Yesterday added at the beginning and Stairway to Heaven added at the end. Now always keep in mind, keep running your code so that errors are revealed early on. So that's like a good practice when you're like not building code. Now, next, check if Imagine is the first song of the list. So that is simple. This is number three. Let me do number four. So it's as simple as doing if playlist. First of all, you have to like index it zero, and we want to check if it is equal to this. Okay. Now, if this is true, let's see what the question wants us to do. If that is the case, check if Bohemian Rhapsody is the second song. So inside this if loop, we do another if loop like this playlist. Second song would be the index of one, and then I will go ahead and copy this one. We check it if that is the case, like this, and then if that is the case, we add the song "Hymn for the Weekend." Copy "Hymn for the Weekend" to the playlist. If not, remove the third song from the list. So I'll just do playlist dot append him for the weekend. Otherwise, I will remove the third song. So it's just a matter of doing playlist dot pop three. So let's talk a little bit about these functions, this code right here. This is how you index a list. You put square brackets, and inside you put the index at which you want, like index of the element that you want to get out, and then you check if that is equal to Imagine. So notice that there are two equal signs because this is the comparison operator, not the assignment operator. If you do a equals 3, that means you are setting the value of a to be 3. But if you are doing a equal double equal 3, that means you are asking is a equal to 3. Okay. Now, basically, that is that, and then this entire statement. So this entire thing is a condition. So if this is really Imagine, like if the first song is Imagine, this condition will evaluate to a true. And if true, whatever inside the statements will get executed. If false, it wouldn't. Now in this case, since Imagine is not the first song, it will not execute any of this. Okay. But if it did, it'll then go ahead and evaluate the second if condition, which is whether Bohemian Rhapsody is the second song. Again, if it is true, execute this. Otherwise, execute this. Okay. Just double check whether our logic is sound. So check if Imagine is the first song of the list. We are doing that over here. If that is the case, check if Bohemian Rhapsody is the second song. We did that. If so, add the song "Hymn for the Weekend" to the playlist. We did that as well. If not, remove the third song from the list. Yes, we did. Create another playlist with three of your favorite songs and add them to the original playlist. So I'm going to create another list here. Let's see here. Fave songs. I'm gonna say "No Rest for the Wicked," and then let's see what else. Godzilla by Eminem, um, and then maybe Rasputin. I have varied taste. Cool. Now we just do playlist. So to extend, we just use the extend, right? We all use that once, and then fave songs, and that's it. See you in the next problem.